Hi guys, my name is Jabulani Johnson. I'm an industrial engineer by profession and I make chef knives. I started making knives in 2017. It stemmed from a love of cooking plus working in kitchens as well as my engineering background. It kind of fused together and it gave birth to Karma Knives, and I've been making knives ever since, and I'm still making them now. So I'm Jabulani Johnson from Karma Knives, and you're watching Lazarus Live. I love cars, I love the ocean, I love people, I love working with my hands, obviously, and overall I love socializing. I'm a very sociable, I'm a very outgoing person, a bit extroverted, introverted sometimes, because with knife making you spend hours upon hours in a shop by yourself, so you kind of brings out the introverted side, but at the same time, apart from knife making, in my exterior life, I'm a very outgoing, very sociable person, and yeah, that's just Jabulani summed up. I'm an industrial engineer by profession, and industrial engineers deal with process optimization or process increasing productivity, efficiency through applying tools of our engineering standards, our engineering principles in order to boost production. I tend to apply the same knowledge to the craft in regards to how can I get more output, how can I be more productive, how can I make the process more efficient, how can I utilize waste, because waste utilization is a big part of being productive and being efficient nowadays, and it's very called upon, to be honest, because every process generates waste. So we try to find out how can we use this waste to generate money, and yeah, that's a big part of industrial engineering on a whole. It deals with, as I stated, process optimization, process boosting efficiency, boosting productivity, and how can we utilize waste. That's things that I think about constantly. So after we finish the blade with a Scotch-Brite belt, the next step would go to is selecting a handle material. So what I'm thinking about using on this knife is a dyed and stabilized piece of mango. The whole stabilization process is infusing the natural wood with a stabilizing resin, which prevents it from rotting. It slows down the aging process of the wood, and it makes it a lot more water resistant. So you'd find that with natural wood like this, it would be very porous and it would be very water absorbent. So what the stabilizing does is it slows that down completely and it gives it a nice finish. This piece of wood was dyed pink, just to add a bit of creativity and a bit of uniqueness to the handle. However, the stabilization process of the wood increases the lifetime of the knife on a whole, and it produces a really beautiful finish, as you can see here. So today we'll be attempting to finish these two knives. They'll be hidden tongue knives, and the difference between a hidden tongue and a full tongue knife is that the tongue, this is the tongue portion of the knife. Same for this is the tongue portion. The thing with this is that the tongue is hidden, so it will be going into the wood like so, which makes it a hidden tongue knife, quote unquote hidden tongue. So the first thing we'll be doing is the tongue hole on our rough center. Knife making. I always love cooking. I love my career as an engineer, and I've always been involved in art. I always used to do painting and drawings and stuff like that, but when I started engineering, I kind of stopped doing that stuff. So knife making for me is really my connection to art. Until I started cooking and being in the kitchen more, I kind of fused my engineering career with my passion for cooking and art and working with my hands, and it kind of gave birth to Karma Knives, and it snowballed into where it's at right now, and it has taken me so far, and introduced me to so many people, and has taught me a lot as well. So knife making for me has been a life-changing thing, to be honest, but we take it a day at a time, and we learn every day. Well, what I would love people to know about knife making is that it takes a lot of patience, extreme amount of patience, to be honest. From bringing something from raw material, from a piece of steel and elements like wood and steel, and turning it into something like this, it takes an extreme amount of patience, extreme amount of commitment, because a lot of times before we see the finished products, we don't see the failures, and we don't see the failures, to be honest. And it's really a labor of love. It feels like a love-hate relationship sometimes because of the failures, but when we're driven by passion, these things don't matter. We accept it as a part of the process, and at the end of the day, the most rewarding thing about knife making, or what I do, is the reaction and the response you get from the customers when they finally see the knife that they've waited months for, and they're just overjoyed, and it's like they get lost in the knife. You can see it in their eyes, and they're just lost in the product. But as I say, a lot of people don't see the failures, and we try to accept the failures, but we don't try to highlight them in our way, because who wants to highlight the failures? But it's a thing that we have to accept as creatives, and as makers on a whole. We have to accept that failure is a part of learning. Alright guys, so you can find me on Instagram at karma_knives. I have a website at karmaknives.com. That's my socials. Nobody's on. So it's mainly Instagram and my website.